Okay, so yeah, pick out, I don't know, say three of the changes that make the biggest impact and why.
I'd say no leveling. For a lot of people, no leveling on some of those units is going to be like for team games where Space Marines always get Terminators out unless it's it's horribly one-sided.
Okay.
That's going to be really big because it means that you just won't see those high-level Terminators running around beating the shit out of everyone.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say Imperial Guard late game with Stormtroopers, Assault Kit, and Lehman Russ. Going to be nasty.
Okay.
But obviously, like we said earlier, the Baneblade is still a good call if you're in that team game and you're saving up.
Okay.
But in 1 versus 1, it's obviously not such a big impact. And I'd say, it's hard to say otherwise because there are a lot of changes this patch.
Yeah.
A lot of change, especially.
Okay. Overall. Good or bad patch overall.
Overall, it's a good patch. It's a step in the right direction.
Cool. Okay. Well, cheers, Radek.
Yeah. But there was some cool stuff with this patch as well. There's new downloadable content.
Yes.
So
we've been playing that.
This is what we want to talk about next. Is the Tau Commander.
Tau are in now. Yeah.
Tau
for the first time since the original Dawn of War.
Since Dark Crusade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Last Stand, not multiplayer,
yeah.
Thankfully, so we don't get shot in the face by Fire Warriors from off screen again.
But yeah, I mean, you bought it, and I've been playing alongside the Tau Commander a bit today.
Yeah, so I picked it up. It's about £7.
Okay.
$10 in America.
Yeah,
so not as cheap as you maybe would like it to be,
but it's not too bad.
But it's a good price
for those lucky people who have money. So yeah, impressions. I mean,
I think it's great because I love Last Stand. I know there's a lot of.
I've got to say, recently I've been playing it more than even regular multiplayer, custom games or whatever. Me and you, we've been.
Yeah,
playing
it seems to be the only thing we play, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, but until Battlefield 3 comes out.
It's just so much fun to jump into and have like a couple of waves, face down a couple of waves, and you're just like, fucking take some.
Well, I mean, because you play
shots.
Computers or humans, they pick humans or whatever, they pick the very best thing to try and win the fastest, and you get some odd combination.
What's it called? Min-maxing, isn't it? Trying to get the most out of every little piece.
They pick the weirdest combination of units, and you're like, what? This is weird. Whereas Last Stand, you get a huge load of grunts and then a couple of strong dudes, and you get to
there's all a strategy to having someone who can deal with all the little bits and someone who can deal with the big badass guys and the guy who supports everyone by giving them more energy or
I'm a big fan of Last Stand. So would you say what kind of hero is the Tau Commander?
So Tau Commander is
people who haven't played it yet.
God, it's really hard because he's just the best of everything.
Really? Typical Games Workshop, old school. The latest codex is going to be the strongest one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay.
So he starts with jetpack and has jetpack no matter what build he has.
Wow. Okay, so that's something other people have to choose.
So other people, the Space Marine has to give up a loadout slot for a jetpack.
Yeah.
The Sorcerer has to give up his weapon slot, which is his which normally determines his main spell.
Yeah.
For teleport, and teleport is. You shouldn't underrate teleport in Last Stand. Teleport is one of the most important skills.
The games where two of the heroes have gone down and the other one's leaping in a circle around the map and leading the huge blob of enemies on a big run, and then gets the other hero, revives them, and carries on going.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But you're always doomed to fail something like Wave 20. But you'll always be able to get quite far by just avoiding.
Almost to Wave 20. Yeah.
You drag your sorry ass through Last Stand quite safely, I'd say, with teleport skills.
If you know how to use it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
But that's instant escape.
Right. So that's.
But considering he has no melee damage.
Even the Lord General has a pity.
Yeah, it's only for show, Boris.
It's only for show, but even he has a little sword.
Even he stabs people in the face.
Again, from a fluff and backstory kind of point of view, the Tau, when they were introduced in the tabletop, there was some of the best shooty units in the game, but they had guardsmen could win decisively in close combat. That's what they were one of the Space Marines was very tough, very good at shooting, very good at close combat, but they're really expensive. Guardsmen, very good at shooting, and there's a lot of them, but they're quite weak, or quite good at shooting, Tau, amazing at shooting. They're quite weak, but they're awful at close combat.
Yeah.
And that was the whole idea of them. So that makes sense.
It embodies it pretty damn perfectly.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good that they've stuck to like the ethos.
They've stuck to the intellectual property.
That's the one.
Which is and that's the key thing, I think, is that they've really stuck to it.
Yeah.
And I got to say, he's a great hero. Like I'm not a Tau fan in any shape, way, or form.
They're a bit anime.
Yeah, I'm one of the hardline, old school enough to actually be one of those Tau haters, like fucking Tau, coming in, bringing all those school kids, all those Japanese fanboys.
Enough to remember the days before they even existed.
Well, the day the Tau Codex came out, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
These weird fish communists who look
fish
like
communists.
Something out of anime. Yeah, no, I wasn't a massive fan of their backstory, but they're fairly fun to play.
But oh my god, it's so much fun playing the Tau Commander. He just makes
that's good news.
He's basically got like the Space Marines plasma gun. He's got a melter gun on top of that, which has got quite a good range to it.
He had those missile pods.
He's got missile pods, and the missile pods just add like crazy abilities.
Yeah,
so you can
like
have
a high-powered shot.
So you can have an area of effect explosion, or just like a high-powered shot version, which hits one target really hard.
The drone seemed quite nice.
Yep, the drones seemed. I've only used the shield drone so far, so there's another 2 to go.
Oh, right,
but they seem quite. The shield drone is awesome.
Okay.
You can camp in a corner with like 3 shield drones stacking over each other.
Yeah, I mean that's our favourite tactic. It's about wave 10. Me as the Lord General and you as whoever you're playing as, we go sit in the corner with some Ogrins and a turret.
Yeah.
Now shield drone and
now
a
shield
battery,
drone,
which was really nice. I was really
and of course the battery is a great supporting skill.
Lots of high-powered, as in high-cost power abilities. You're really grateful for the battery. I mean, how much does it cost?
So it's 10 energy normally, but I was using it with something called coolant injectors, which reduces the energy cost and the cooldown.
So it costs what, 5?
So it costs 5 energy instead. Yeah. So
but regenerates how much?
It probably pays for itself tenfold.
Yeah, I was going to say. So that's well worth it, obviously.
The only disadvantage about the skill itself is the cooldown, but that's obviously how it's balanced. Else the Tau Commander would really be like a must-have. But I think he's going to change the last stand a lot. He's going to. He's basically the Hive Tyrant.
Right.
So the Hive Tyrant will almost always gets you to a high wave.
Okay. Sure.
Tau Commander's not far off.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I remember I played a few last stands on my own, and if you join and you sort of got an Eldar, Farseer, and say
Space Marine
Captain, and they're both low level, and you're quite high level, you're like, we're not getting past like level 12 or whatever.
No.
And you're like, Whereas if a Hive Tyrant, for me, it's always been if a Hive Tyrant or a Sorcerer joins, and they're above like level 10, then you're like, we haven't got a fair chance of getting
that cursed Chaos Rising. Yeah. Cursed Chaos Rising and its Chaos Rising heroes. Of course, they're free to Retribution owners, but we remember those days where they're all separated.
Well, yeah. But I mean, the sort of Tau Commander, both of us overall?
I'd give it a thumbs up. I'd say it's worth the money.
It was
if you enjoy Last Stand, though.
I don't play it that much, but I've managed to grind to 19 as a Lord General as of today. Almost 20.
Almost 20.
And it was really. I'm almost getting like slight fatigue on the Last Stand, but it's taken since the release of Retribution.
And you've been playing one hero.
I've been playing one hero, But it was really refreshing today to have like, cool new dude with like flashy blue abilities, and it was all cool. Yeah, it's a good breath of fresh air. Maybe opens the way to more heroes coming. I don't know who else.
Maybe Necron Lord,
Dark Eldar.
Especially with the new Codex. I'm not a fan of Dark Elder, but
it'd be cool. Maybe, who knows? But of course, there's some talk today. I think you saw of the possibility of now they've released possibility of a Tau campaign coming in and unheard of.
So new expansion. Mentions of Bloodraven.
Has the new expansion been confirmed?
No confirmation. All we know is that Relic are making something new, and they were meant to announce something at Gamescom. Okay. And then everything went up in the air. And the most I can get out of our favourite lead producer of the series is, I work on the Dawn of War series. So it's like, well, that's really not helpful. So I don't think we're going to hear anything for a while.
Right. Okay. Well, let's hope. I mean, Dawn of War had 4 expansions. I've lost count, but
let's see. It had Winter Assault, Dark Crusade, Soulstorm.
So 3 expansions, 4 games in total.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all great.
That kept me going through 2005 to 2008.
Yeah, I mean that was that was my go-to RTS for like 2-3 years.
It
I
was all
perfectly happy. I mean, it got a little crowded by the time of Soulstorm, but I didn't really care. I mean, I'm very impressed